Hey, good friends, welcome to the Mad Painter Show. Baby, let me tell you how the mission blocks distractions. How, pray tell, does the mission block distractions? Because it has a way of keeping you focused on whatever it is that you need to be focused on. Now, my friend, we are all on our own mission. If you're not on a mission, I encourage you strongly to start this mission in seeking out who you truly are and in seeking this out in love. And then also seeking out the truth along those lines. But we're all on our own mission. We're all discovering something, finding out something, working to achieve and grow somewhere past to where we are right now. But my friend, it's going to take us some discipline in getting through from point A to point B to point C to point Z in order to get this mission going. And if I didn't mention this before because I ended up starting this video again, I encourage you to have a lifelong mission. In having these missions, if you don't have anything to do, you will continuously put yourself in pleasure and waste away. And that allows too much room for laziness, and that we do not have time for. There is a difference between rest and laziness. We ain't get nobody else to do it. You do it. And this is where it is us that we are being on this mission. So how this mission goes about blocking distractions. First, baby, this mission don't play no games. This is why you got to get focused on the mission, because it helps you make decisions. It helps bring clarity. It helps bring wisdom. I know I'm saying a lot, right? So now I want you to think about some things. On this mission has the ability to bring forethought and also has the ability to bring reflection if you allow yourself to sit down and do it. So what this mission will do is that it will constantly be in your ear. Before I even go into what the mission is in your ear about, first, a real mission is something that is bigger than you. My God, I don't know why Tom Cruise came to me, because him and these Mission Impossibles, baby, if this man make another Mission Impossible. But in these missions, it's a mission that's something bigger than you, but yet at the same time, it's something that you're passionate about. So in this being bigger than you, baby, we got to include God in on everything. And in this mission, this mission is going to constantly tell you and remind you and ask you, is this part of the mission? Baby, we ain't got time for this because it's not part of the mission. Are you focused on this thing? It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. It's time to go to sleep. It focused on the mission. So the mission has a way of keeping you focused on it. So this forethought and this reflection thing, right? Now, baby, we done been in plenty situations. We grown up on here. I may have told some of my children to watch and they may be clicking it. But still, you have time to experience these things, my children. So we go through things and we have time to think about it, because it be a lot of things that we gone through. Oh, we did not like the result of that thing at all. And sometimes we have a habit of keep doing it and getting the same result. And this is what part of the mission is to help us grow past this point, baby. It's to help us grow past this point. So let's use the example of school, right? Especially if you're in college. You know, it's all these parties on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but you got to go to school next day. You got to go to school the next day. So here it is. You and your whole preparation thing, you got your mind made up. I'm going to get all A's. I'm a straight A student. I'm going to be present. I'm going to be there every single day. They not going to mark me absent. You know what I'm saying? So you got this made up in your mind, what your goals are, what you're going to do. So it may be for the people that you don't like. Okay. So with these goals to help set up boundaries, right? So you know that in preparation and in this discipline, there are these boundaries that are set. So you'll set these boundaries, right? Right. And these boundaries may be easy to enforce with people you don't like. But it get a little tricky with people that you are friends with, people that are in your family, and they may not understand what's going on. So, how this mission come in, baby? How this mission come in? Especially in being a counselor. But you don't necessarily have to be a counselor. When you are focused on your mission and you don't have time for the drama, you don't have time for the gossip, you don't have time for, honey, when that mission gets to talking to you at first, before you and the mission got together like this, teamwork, before y'all got together like that, you may have entertained that stuff. You may have had the time. You could just scroll, and, do all that you want to. But now, when we are on this mission, nope. So, we going back to school in this party situation, right? So you may have you some friends that, you already don't want to be bothered with. And you may tell them, "Look, I can't. I got homework. I got this, that, and the other." But then you had them friends that are like super cool and you don't have a problem with, being with them or whatever. And they're trying to talk you into going into a party. Now, I know some of y'all past college years, but hear me out. Hear me out. Because this could be with something else. This is just part of the mission, right? So you can have somebody that invites you out and you already know by at this point, yourself, that you need to be in bed by XYZ time, because if you're not in bed by this time, you're going to be tired. This is basically taking marks off from the mission because it's putting you in a place to weaken yourself and not be focused on the purpose. Okay, so you may allow yourself to go out that night, and you got times where you'll suffer the consequences, and you got times where you'll be okay. TT at the age right now, baby, I can't do it. I already know I'm going to pass out. I'm going to pass out at the party, so why even go? So you got to know yourself. You have to know yourself. So you may make it that night, you may not, but why make a habit of that? Why make that a part of your habit and what you're working towards for the mission? Because eventually it's not gonna feel good. It's gonna wear off. It's gonna be like, ha, you thought that hangover wasn't gonna kick in. Yeah, it is. And so now we get to this point of forethought and reflection. So you already know you have to be prepared. There are things that you cannot do. There are things that you're able to do, but you have to have a small time frame for that, because if you allow too much time for that, it takes up too much energy. It takes up too much space. It takes up too much mind stuff, and you need that for the mission. Now, hear me out, especially in studying Jesus. Jesus have given me a lot of information. Brother man got distracted a whole bunch of times. But what I discovered with him, it was part of the mission. Now, this is where our connection with God comes in at. Because we have to have discernment for these things. We have to have time in our forethought thinking and in our reflection. Lean not to whatever it is that you think you know, because you don't know nothing. I'm not even going to say that just about you. I don't know Pooh Stank either, bad. I'm just sharing what I have experienced with the word of God. And I can point out some scriptures like this is what he was talking about, and he wasn't lying. But he teaches me every day. And we want to be in the place of being taught every day. Every day, this is part of this lifelong mission, baby. Just like it's always room for pudding, which they probably never do them commercials ever anymore. It's always room to receive this love, to receive this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to help us grow. Okay, so with this other part, because you'll have these decisions and you'll have people that you got to block them off at the door. And they may get caught up in their feelings. And they may feel like this, that, and the other. And this is where this discernment thing gets in, because people will learn how to they'll know how to use words to trigger you, to have this. Why you got to know yourself. They'll have you all caught up in their feelings. And I said that right, because I was about to say up in your own feelings. But no, it's really to get you caught up in their feelings. So we go to another part, and I wrote that down somewhere, and I have to look for it because we have these different situations with feelings, right? Because this is another distraction. You'll have people who are in their feelings and they want you to pay attention to them, and it's all about them. This is where I was coming to as far as with the counselor thing and learning how to listen. Because when we learn one and getting in this place of desiring truth, wanting to hear truth, wanting to know about the truth, wanting this intimacy with the truth, once those lies start hitting, and it's not like a thing like you're just, oh, I hit a lie there, it's a lie there, it's a lie there, it's a lie there. But it's a thing where you know something is not right. And this is where you have to enforce this boundary because you don't have time to get entrapped with people's mess. So there are times when this is the discernment. There are times when we have to allow ourselves to be distracted, because whatever that distraction is has something to do with the mission. It is going to help us, either give us some information, something that we need from that moment that we thought was such a big distraction is actually purposeful. Low key, it's all purposeful. You got to open our eyes and look at this stuff a little bit different. But then you'll have people who are, because they're distracted by their emotions, whatever it is going on in their mind, they can't help but when it just boils over to you, it's coming over to you. So it's up to you if you gonna drink it of that cup or you gonna enforce that boundary. And nope, we not even having this today. Ain't nobody got time for that. So with these feeling situations, we have physical, emotional, and in what is that? Because I have it and it just slipped my mind. In God help me. Intuition. Intuition. So we'll have now intuition. I've paid attention to people who have intuition and still don't include God in. It's still a way of leaning to their own understanding. They're just going with the stuff that they know, and it's like, oh no. So that's one feeling. In all things, we want to include God in on everything because He's one who's going to bring clarity, even in things that we can't see. He's the light in the darkness. So when it's dark, we need to cut that light on. Turn that light on. That's what it do. It's like, oh, I can see now. I can see clearly now. Anywho, so you'll have the in the physical and emotional, these are in connection. We might have physical pain, and you might have heartbroken or something that you're thinking about what somebody said and how it hurt your feelings, and now it's just going all this, that, and the other. What this mission will do is ain't nobody got time for all of that. Even with yourself. So one thing that I've paid attention to with myself, especially in getting past the point of not dealing with my own drama, not putting myself in drama to make me have more drama, and just avoiding certain things, I will not tolerate it with other people. So people's feelings gonna stay hurt because it's certain stuff that I will not tolerate. Now, sometimes, and another thing I pay attention, when people are used to you giving at a certain thing, they expect you to be this way all the time. When seasons and times change, I mean, even the trees outside, I don't know how the trees are in other countries and cities, but right here in Chicago in the United States, it's not even green leaves all the time. Do you know I wanted to say a cuss word right then and there? It's the cat. I wanted to say the. So, in this thing, we want to not get caught up in what it is that we think we know. Not get caught up in our emotions. And even when it comes to that intuitive feeling, to sit down and reflect and invite God in on the situation. And how we go about inviting God in on a situation is making Him part of that mission. Every time we're making Him part of our mission, we are making room for Him. So a man thinketh, so he is. If you got a whole bunch of bull crap on your mind, I don't care how good it sound coming out your mouth. Any of y'all seen her help? She had that delicious looking pie, but it was boo-boo up in that pie. It didn't matter how good that chocolate swirl looked all over that pie. Makes you want to lick your finger, but when you know what's up in that pie ain't looking nowhere near as good unless that's what you eat. So, when we get to a place of making it our mission, seeking out the truth, finding out who we really are, getting deeply rooted in this thing, that's where these boundaries come up. And this is where we start to being in need of forcing these boundaries, because it becomes a distraction if you don't. And that mission, baby, if you don't know what the boundary is to set up, that mission is going to let you know, because it's going to ask you, is this a part of the mission? Is this something you're going to regret in the morning? Because if this ain't part of the mission, I don't care how you feeling right now. I don't care if you boo-hooing your eyes out or they attracting you and you feel the fire and desire. Is this part of the mission? Ain't nobody got time for that. Now, this is not part of my notes, but this just came to me with the whole fire and desire thing. Because we will be at times with this woulda, shoulda, coulda, and you feel like, well, I was on this mission, and if so-and-so ain't do this, and if this ain't happened, I would have been here, or I would have been doing this. Samson, my friend, Samson. Here we have Samson. I don't know why this came up, but Samson and Delilah. He was on a mission, but he got a bit distracted by his pleasures. See, the beauty of God, he makes all things work out for our good. Got to believe and trust in him and see what his ways are, see what his word is. Because when you hooked up on his team and he goes about doing whatever it is that he do, we F up all the time. We make mistakes. Samson and Delilah. I mean, this man gave up all the goods. He gave up all the goods. It's like, girl, what you want to know? What you want to know? Yeah, you do that little things make my toes curl. I tell you anything. And Delilah was like, tell me, what's your weakness? How can I get you? He was like, girl, you ain't said nothing but a word, because you part of the Mad Painter style, y'all, Mad Painter style. But in looking at this situation and how his strength was removed from him because he got comfortable with old girl, it still worked out. I mean, I'm sure he went to the Father afterwards. He was gone. But it was still a thing where he achieved his mission. So the thing about this is, my friends, we want to be on this mission. God has a way of working things out. No matter how it feels like you messed up, you've been distracted. Come back. Come back, my friends. Come on home. It's okay. He has a way of getting you back started. And if you haven't even started on the mission, now is the day to start. Because if we're just so much seeking into pleasures, seeing how to be comfortable and what makes us feel good and all up in our feelings, honey bunny, will never grow. We'll never achieve our goals. And even if we do, I mean, honey, I hate to tell you this thing, but even when you get to where you think you want to get to, you gonna be super happy. It's just gonna feel like, this what it feel like? For real? I mean, I was expecting all this. But when you get that feeling with God, and what he shows you is bigger than your expectations. Baby. So this mission, don't be so hard on yourself and looking like, I gotta stop doing this. I gotta stop doing that. I gotta stop doing that. Start looking at more of what you need to be doing. And, chip at that block. Make that a part of your mission. You are important. You are valuable. There is a treasure within you. There is a light that, because unless you was shining a light, it's some darkness. Darkness is like it's the mist is dark in there. But yet it's stuff operating, and there's a light hiding in there that's like, hey, don't forget about me. Because it's so much to learn. It's so much to learn from that. I love you guys. God loves you even more. Because in finding out about this love, it's all part of the mission. And when I tell you, when you own that mission, and when you own it and you made up your mind, it's going to block those distractions. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, be on that mission.